Before we start rolling, I'll ask you to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all the most interesting things happening in the Star Wars universe. We always collect the most interesting and reliable information about new TV series, movies, and games. We will be grateful to everyone who subscribes. May the Force be with you. While we are engaged in the heated discussion of Acolyte, there is more and more news on the network about the second season of Ahsoka, which was officially announced a few months ago. Lucasfilm finally broke the silence and sent Dave Filoni to a big interview where he told a lot of interesting details about the second season of Ahsoka, his new big Avengers-style movie, and about the joint film with Jon Favreau, Mandalorian, and Grogu. Also interviewed were actors Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen, who played the roles of Ahsoka and Anakin respectively. So today's video will be full of interesting news. As I said, the second season of Ahsoka was officially announced a few months ago, and Lucasfilm at first could not decide for a long time about the sequel, but as soon as the scandal began related to the dubious statements of the director of the new film about Rey, the company immediately cast aside all doubts and posted an official announcement on its website. A coincidence? I don't think so. Quite a lot of time has passed since that moment, and all we learned about the second season is that the authors want to devote more time to the new galaxy and delve into the topic of the overlords whose stone images we saw in the epilogue with Baylan Skoll. And just recently, the Happy Sad Confused podcast channel had an hour-long chat with Dave Filoni, Rosario Dawson, and Hayden Christensen, who, of course, were asked about the second season of Ahsoka. Since Filoni is in charge of the whole process, he told the most interesting things. At the moment, he continues to work on that biggest movie, which will become something like the Avengers in the Star Wars universe and will show us the culmination of 4 series, and these series are The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew. That's just that for a long time, he could not figure out in which direction to develop the plot, because Lucasfilm could not approve the continuation of Ahsoka for a long time, and many storylines remained unfinished. Now that the company has finally given the green light to the second season, Dave has slightly postponed work on the film and is fully focused on the sequel to Ahsoka. And at the moment, he is engaged in the second season as an author. Dave also clarified that the second season of Ahsoka will be a prequel to his big movie and a full-fledged finale of the Rebels and the Clone Wars. As mentioned earlier, the plot of the sequel will focus on the overlords from the Mortis story arc of the Clone Wars series, and all the main characters will participate in this adventure, starting with Ahsoka and Sabine, ending with Baylan and even Anakin. While the tension associated with the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn is growing in the main galaxy, Ahsoka and Sabine, as well as Baylan and Shin, who are stuck in another galaxy, are going to solve the greatest mystery of the ancient planet Peridea, on which they are stuck, and they will all respond to the call of a mysterious creature imprisoned in the bowels of this world. The identity of this very creature has not yet been revealed to us, but everything indicates that Abeloth herself is hiding behind a mask of mystery, a terrible creature from the legends of Star Wars who was once part of the Mortis family. All the heroes stuck on Peridea will have to get to the source of the voice and find out the truth, which will shake the foundations of the universe. For sure, Anakin himself will take part in this whole story, since in the past the story arc of Mortis was directly related to him, so I just don't see a continuation of this story without Skywalker. There are also rumors that the Lord of the Dark Side of the Force will be shown to us again, the same brother, and he can be played by Sam Witwer, who voiced his brother in the Clone Wars. Is Sam's long-awaited debut in the Star Wars series finally going to happen? Oh, it's a pity that I'm not in the role of Starkiller again. Let me remind you, Dave Filoni himself said that the second season of Ahsoka will become a full-fledged epilogue of the Clone Wars and Rebels, after which it will be time for new heroes, but at the same time the old ones will not go anywhere. They will all become part of a big Avengers-style film, work on which will continue after the completion of Ahsoka. Filoni also said that now that he has been promoted to creative director of Lucasfilm, he has to work on many projects at the same time, and in addition to Ahsoka, he helps Jon Favreau in the creation of the film Mandalorian and Grogu, which is scheduled to premiere in spring 2026. All these projects will be connected by one plot thread, says Dave. Probably filming of the second season of Ahsoka will begin at the end of this year, but the premiere would not take place before the same 2026, if not at the beginning of 2027, because Filoni wants Ahsoka's sequel to stand right before the premiere of his big film, so that both these projects look like a whole story. And the most interesting thing is that according to Dave, he regularly calls up and sometimes even meets with George Lucas to consult about a particular Star Wars project. And as Dave says, old Lucas is still passionate about his fictional universe and owns it like no one else, so Filoni considers it important to consult with him every day, every time he's going to write a new story. It's really cool. They say the authors of the third series of The Acolyte also called Lucas, but he told them that won't give you toilet paper and let them wash their pants themselves too. They got upset and didn't call anymore. Ahem. As soon as Dave Filoni answered all the questions, Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen joined the conversation, but as always happens with actors in the main roles, they can't tell anything before the premiere and therefore just pour water. Hayden was asked if Anakin would return in the second season. It is clear to everyone that he will return, but Christensen hesitated a little and replied, "I don't know anything yet, but I would like to return." But Rosario revealed a really interesting point. According to the actress, in the second season, Ahsoka will become a stronger personality than she was. For many years, Ahsoka could not come to terms with her inner demons. The past weighed on her, making her weak. The death of the Jedi Order, the fall of Anakin, the disappearance of Ezra, the quarrel with Sabine, all this haunted Ahsoka. And so, in the first season, she finally solved all the problems at once and was able to let go of her past, becoming stronger as a person, and this was shown to us through turning into a white Ahsoka. All this is of great importance because in the second season, Ahsoka is no longer worried about anything, and for the first time in many years, she will be able to focus on completely a truly fateful mission that will require her full concentration. In simple terms, Ahsoka stopped being driven and got herself in shape. And of course, all three of them say in interviews that the second season will surpass the first and hit our consciousness. Everything is as always. As a result, Lucasfilm has finally launched the development of the second season and put it at the top of the list of new series, and most likely filming will begin this year. Let me also remind you that the sequel to Ahsoka will be a prequel to a big movie from Dave Filoni scheduled for 2027. So, we are looking forward and hoping that the second season will really surpass the first and show us the Mortis family again, and I really want this whole supernatural theme in Star Wars not to turn into what we were shown in the third series of The Acolyte. Write your opinion in the comments. Are you waiting for the second season and what hopes you have for it? If this video was interesting to you, you can subscribe to the channel and like it. We will be very pleased. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.